Okay, welcome friends. Uh, the topic is tutorial problem related to multi-stage compressor with the double acting piston. Okay, very interesting problem related to it is cover all the topic in the reciprocating air compressor concept. Okay, let me start the problem. The problem is the LP cylinder, low pressure cylinder of a two-stage double acting reciprocating air compressor running at 120 rpm, has 50 centimeter diameter and 75 centimeter stroke. It draws air at a pressure of 1 bar and 20 degrees Celsius and compresses it adiabatically to a pressure of 3 bar. The air is then delivered to the intercooler where it is cooled at constant pressure to 35 degrees Celsius and is then further compressed polytropically. That index is 1.3 to 10 bar in HP cylinder. Determine the power required to drive the compressor. The mechanical efficiency of the compressor is 90% and motor efficiency is 86%. Okay, here we have two. It is a multi-stage and double acting cylinder. In the multi-stage compressor, having two compressor units. One is LP cylinder and one is HP cylinder. In LP cylinder, the compressor rotates at 120 rpm. Both the cylinders operates at 120 rpm, and the in LP cylinder the bore diameter is 50 centimeter and stroke length is 75 centimeter. Okay, then the LP cylinder draws that, which means the input condition of air, fresh air to the compressor is 1 bar and 20 degrees Celsius. Okay, and it compressed adiabatically. Okay, not understand point that word, which is for LP cylinder the process is adiabatical. Okay, to a pressure of 3 bar, and then the in the LP cylinder the pressure is raised from 1 bar to 3 bar. Okay, that means P1 equal to 1 bar and P2 equal to 3 bar. Then that during the compression process pressure increases, at the same time temperature also increases. Okay, then before it is sent it to the HP turbine, it is to be cooled in the intercooler section. Okay, then it passes to the intercooler. Here the pressure is remains constant according to the problem, and the temperature drop to 35 degrees Celsius. Then from it is not don't know. Okay, then and is then further compressed in polytropically. Okay, first process is adiabatically and second HP turbine, HP cylinder having polytropic compression. Okay, that index is 1.3, but your adiabatic index is 1.4. Everybody knows. Okay, then in the problem in HP and LP having different process. One is adiabatic, another one is polytropic. But in same cases, some other cases, both the machines having polytropic expansion or compression, and both the cylinders having adiabatic expansion based on the problem nature of the problem. But here they are telling in LP cylinder adiabatic process, in HP cylinder polytropic process. Okay, that polytropic process n equal to 1.3. They given. Okay, and the final pressure from the high pressure cylinder is equal to 10 bar. Okay, and the question is determine the power required to drive the compressor, which is motor power. Then some more data are available. Those are the compressor efficiency there 90% and motor efficiency is 80%. Okay, these are the data available. Then these are the data. Two-stage double-acting reciprocating air compressor with perfect intercooling. Okay, the problem is for two-stage. Okay, two-stage one data and double-acting is another data. Okay, double-acting means remember the formula. The volume flow rate and the power required, indicator power, those formulas are having K, which stands for number of acting. Okay, single acting or double acting. Single acting means K equal to 1, double acting means K equal to 2. Okay, here given K equal to 2 because given the problem the acting is double acting. Okay, then N equal to 120 RPM, then L equal to 75 in terms of meter, 0.75, and diameter 50 centimeter in terms of meters equal to 0.5, and pressure P1 P2 is equal to 1 bar and 3 bar, convert into kilopascal, which is 100 kilopascal and 300 kilopascal. And that one more data during the intercooling process, the pressure remains constant. Therefore, P2 equal to P3, this is equal to 3 bar, and P4 equal to 10 bar. Okay, then K equal to 2, and the first process is adiabatic process. Therefore, gamma equal to 1.4, and temperature dropped. T2 temperature is unknown, but after intercooling process, this is the intercooling area. This is the intercooling area. Okay, 2 to 3. Okay, during that process, pressure remains constant because 2 and 3 lies in same line. This is the PV diagram for the respective problem. Here 1 to 2 is in LP cylinder and 3 to 4 is in HP cylinder. Okay, but 2 to 3 is the intercooling process. Okay, during the intercooling process, pressure remains constant, temperature only changed, but it is a perfect intercooling. Okay, remember the condition for minimum work done. So here where for perfect intercooling, P2 equal to square root of P1 and P3. Okay, so minimum work done, and also the perfect intercooling means P2 equal to and P3. During the intercooling process, there is no pressure change. Okay, but in actual case, the pressure also dropped, which means during the intercooling process, some amount of pressure is reduced. For example, the exit pressure of the LP turbine is 3 bar, and during the run flow through the intercooler, the pressure reduced or dropped up to 2.9 bar. 0.1 bar pressure is reduced. Okay, then the HP cylinder receives the 2.9 bar pressure instead of 3 bar. Then it compresses the air and up to the 10 bar. Okay, during that process, some overlapping is there. Overlapping means from 2, the pressure is actual case pressure is reduced and separate line. Then from this line onwards, the second HP compressor compresses. So this smaller amount of area is lost. Okay, this is the imperfect intercooling. Okay, therefore then only during the intercooling process, the pressure remains constant. It is very important. Temperature only drop, but in actual case it's not possible. Pressure is slightly reduced. Okay, it is loss, because main purpose of the compressor is to raise the pressure. But here during the cause due to the integration of the intercooler, that intercooler cools the temperature at a temperature of air as well as pressure also, reduce the pressure also. Okay, but we cannot eliminate that intercooler because temperature is major role. Okay, pressure is slightly reduced, that we can compensate that slightly reduction of the pressure. Okay, that's no problem. But let's come to the problem. Here P2 equal to P3 and P4 is equal to 10 bar. This is the problem given, and to find motor power input to drive the compressor, and the assumptions are common assumptions. R equal to 0.287 and Cp. Here there is no information about the clearance, therefore we can assume without clearance. Okay, if anything they are asking about the clearance volume of the cylinder, you can use the formula for with clearance. Okay, which is W equal to N by N minus 1 into P into V1 minus V4. That V4 is called clearance volume. Okay, there is but here there is no information about that clearance volume, therefore we can assume that here there is no clearance. Okay, therefore we can take the formula without clearance. We can take the formula for work done and without clearance concept. Okay, then first we calculate the how much amount of mass or how much amount of volume flow through that compressor. First thing. So for that, first we calculate the volume flow rate of the compressor. The V dot equal to swept volume or displacement volume into speed of the compressor into number of stages. It's a formula. Therefore, 5 by 4 swept volume equal to 5 by 4 d square. LP means low pressure turbine. Because in that problem they are giving details of bore and diameter for LP cylinder. Therefore, d square LP into L into n by 60 into K. Okay, DLP is equal to given and L is equal to given and n equal to 120 RPM and K is equal to 2 for double acting cylinder. Then substitute the values in terms of meters and substitute the values and the divided by 60 is for conversion factor from minutes to second. Okay, then V dot is equal to 0.589 meter cube per second. It's a volume flow rate of LP cylinder. Okay, then density PV equal to MRT is a common formula. In fluid mechanics, all of you studied rho equal to M by V. Okay, density. Therefore, P equal to M by V RT. M by V RT. Okay, then which means this rho equal to M by V, then P equal to M by V RT. Then M by V equal to rho, therefore P equal to rho RT. Okay, then rho equal to P1 by RT1, suffix 1, that's inlet condition. Okay, density of incoming air, therefore rho 1 equal to P1 by RT1. Then substitute P1 in terms of kilopascal R287 and T1 in terms of kilopascal Kelvin, which is equal to 293 Kelvin. We will get rho equal to incoming air, density of incoming air is equal to 1.189 kilogram per meter. Okay, then the mass flow rate is equal to the according to the continuity equation, mass flow rate is equal to density into volume flow rate. Therefore, rho 1 A1. So rho 1 V1. Rho 1 is given known and V1 also known. Then substitute the values, then we get 0.7 kilogram per second. It's the actual mass flow rate or theoretical mass flow rate through the compressor. Okay, then now start with the PV diagram. First, you see the PV diagram. This is the PV diagram for that problem. Here two stage means LP and HP. Okay, LP stage is 1 to 2 and HP stage is 3 to 4. And but P2 equal to P3 is based on the concept of the perfect intercooling process. Therefore, 1 to 2 is one of the compressor and 2 to 3 to 4 is another one of the compressor. Okay, let me see one by one. First, consider the process 1 to 2 in LP cylinder. Okay, the T2 temperature is unknown. Already I said, because in the problem they are giving after intercooling temperature, but before intercooling temperature is unknown value. Therefore, first we have to calculate the exit temperature of the first cylinder, which is LP cylinder. Okay, then based on the isentropic problem, because the process 1 to 2 is adiabatic process. Therefore, T2 by T1 equal to P2 by P1 for gamma minus 1 by gamma is formula. And substitute the gamma value and P2 P1 values and then T1 values, we get T2 value equal to 401.04 Kelvin. Okay, then the input power to the LP cylinder. Input power. The power formula for with clearance. Remember the power formula for without clearance, which is W input equal to N by N minus 1. And here gamma instead of N, because the process is adiabatic. but n is common. This is polytropic index, but here they are directly given the process adiabatic process. Okay, therefore gamma by gamma minus 1 into ma r t2 minus t1. Okay, so work input formula for the without clearance concept. Okay, therefore substitute the values and ma is known, r known, t2 t1 known, substitute the values and we get 75.97 kilowatts. Okay, here substitute the r in terms of kilojoule per kg Kelvin, therefore we get the answer also kilowatts. Okay, then temperature after second stage compression, which means T4, is also unknown. Okay, but here the process is polytropic process, the polytropic index is n, they are giving. Okay, therefore same concept, T4 by T3 into P4 by P3 power n minus 1 by n, because both the process are polytropic process, but first process they are directly given adiabatic process, therefore gamma and n is a different, and the stages are the different. First one is NP and second one is HP. Okay, then T4 equal to T3 by then substitute the P4 is known, P3 is known, and T3 also known. Okay, T3 is equal to as what? 30 by degree Celsius is given in the problem, which is after the intercooling process, which is the inlet of the second stage. Okay, therefore substitute the values, then we get T4 equal to 406.64 Kelvin. Okay, this is the exit temperature of the second stage compression. Then similarly, input power of the HP, indicated power of the HP turbine, which is equal to same formula, but difference is n. There gamma, here n divided by n minus 1 into ma into r. The limits are here the second stage limits, which is T3 and T4. Okay, therefore T4 minus T3. Substitute the values, then we will get 85.87 kilowatts. This is the indicated power of second stage turbine. Here we can assume first assumption is without clearance concept, therefore then only we can apply the we can get the formula from the without clearance concept. Okay, if they are giving any details about clearance, but we can automatically take the formula from the clearance concept. Okay, this is only difference, where remaining things are same. Okay, then finally we will get indicated power of the LP turbine, sorry, LP compressor, and indicated power of the HP turbine is calculated. Okay, then next total power input to the compressor is equal to indicated power of NP plus indicated power of HP. Then we will get 161.85 kilowatts. Okay, then motor power input is equal to indicated power divided by compressor efficiency and motor efficiency. Okay, even here they are directly find out the motor of our output, but I can also calculate step by step. First, the compressor power required, brake power, the total indicator power is equal to 160.185. Then next step, brake power. The brake power equal to indicator power 5 mechanical efficiency, and then motor power is equal to that brake power divided by motor efficiency. In this way also we have calculated the motor power, but here they are directly substitute both the efficiency in denominator and divided calculate the values, and directly they are calculating the values of motor power input. Okay, then mechanical substitute the mechanical efficiency and motor efficiency available in the problem, and we will get motor power input is equal to 209.1 kilowatts. Okay, then for 161.85 kilowatts power output, we must give 209.1 kilowatt power, because remaining in between these stages, one is shaft and motor failure, motor efficiency. These are the main drawback failures to reduce the output power from the input. Okay, therefore this is major loss. 161 is the acquired output, but the input is 209.1, major output, major input. Okay, this is the inference from the problem. Okay, in this problem we conclude the 50th unit. Thank you.